On Sunday, as a German ship carrying hundreds of migrants remained stranded at sea due to a dispute between Italy and Malta over responsibility, over in Brussels, a lifeline was being thrown to German Chancellor Angela Merkel. EU Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker hastily convened a mini-migration summit of 16 EU leaders at the behest of Germany's Chancellor. Merkel has found herself under increasing pressure domestically to come up with new solutions on migration. But the bigger crisis for the EU is arguably Italy's new populist government, which says it will no longer allow Italy to be a holding camp for EU migrants.
This search for a modus vivendi and continued work towards having a joint European solution is at the center of today's talks.
As he arrived, the Dutch Prime Minister made his view clear. The summit would produce no grand accomplishments.
Today there will be no concrete outcome of the meeting. For the Netherlands, what we would like to add is that it's important for us to reduce the danger of people crossing the Mediterranean. We need to protect those in real need of asylum, and we need to return economic migrants to reduce the pressure on Italy and Greece.
The EU says it's working to create a regional disembarkation program. The idea is that initial screening of migrants in North African countries such as Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia, Niger or Morocco would stop them from going on to Italy and help the EU separate economic migrants from refugees. More money would also be poured into securing the EU's external borders. But would such a program show the EU was losing its grip on humanity?
The EU is financing a lot of refugee settlements in Turkey, a lot of humanitarian and development aid which is going to the countries of Northern Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, Middle Eastern countries. I don't think we can call the European Union as someone who is losing its role when it comes to the humanity and the protection of human rights. On the contrary, I think that the idea is actually to reinvigorate the concept of solving the problem at its source, and this is where the illegal migrants come from, rather than bringing the problem within the EU borders.
This mini-summit was meant to lay the ground for concrete solutions on migration at the big EU summit from Thursday in Brussels with all 28 leaders. But on Sunday, Angela Merkel conceded that an agreement on migration between all leaders was unlikely to come next week. Mariam, Zaidi, CGTN, Brussels.